So I just joined Koshik's coaching program a little under a month ago. Launched my ads about 2 weeks ago, and I've already got two deals closed, close to a third, and I've got like five more sales calls. Um, would I say it's worth it? Well, you're about to find out. My name's Ryan. I'm owner of Whole Street Productions. I have been struggling as a video production owner, video marketing expert for a decade now, and it's feast or famine. That's been our big issue. It's a cyclical nature. Some months I'll be packed to where I can't keep up, and then there'll be 2 3 months where I'll have nothing, and I'll be worried about where things are coming in. I'm sure this sounds familiar. I've talked to a lot of other people who had the same experience, and so I wanted a way to sort of level out, those dips and make it more consistent, so I could, I could really reduce the stress in my life and enjoy what I'm doing again. Hey, I'm Ryan from Whole Street Productions. I've been doing video for 15 years now. Been running Whole Street for about 12. And, we started out with wedding videography like a lot of people do. And then we went into commercial production. We dabbled in music videos, event videography, and none of it really satiated me. I mean, some of it was cool, but the creative projects were so few and far between that it wasn't beneficial to continue on the way I was doing because I was so stressed out over not making enough money to survive or even pay bills, and then I had to worry about marketing, and so I was so focused on marketing and so focused on finding that next client that I couldn't even settle into a creative sort of workflow and sort of start building the creative side of things, which is what I initially intended to do back 15 years ago. And so it's been huge stress in that regard. I've been my biggest issues with finding clients, obviously staying sort of on the level, keeping things consistent. With financials, that's been a problem. Finding people that I can mesh with and that I believe in their products. Sometimes I'll be in such a lull that I'll just take whatever I can get, and then I'll kick myself later for it because I it's not what I wanted to do. It's not at all and it's more hassle than it's worth, and it puts me in a bad spot and behind the eight ball, and then it kind of snowballs, and then I get into sort of a negative headspace, and then I can't get out of that, and I'm like, well, there's got to be a better way than this, which is where I found Koshik and CMCC, and it's been a breath of fresh air to say the least. So working with Koshik for about a month now has been pretty wild. I mean, he's the amount of content in this system in this course is pretty mind blowing. But it all builds on itself. So you go through and you learn the next, and it's step by step, and it's sort of like a paint by numbers is a way to put it because it gives you a workflow and a sort of roadmap to get where you want to be. And I've always had trouble with, having a plan for the future. I've sort of winged a lot of things. I've sort of kind of just said, "Oh, I'll kick it down the road. Just let me get this now, and then we'll figure it out later." And that's not what this is about. This is building a foundation so you know exactly what you're doing, how you're operating as a business, and expanding that foundation so that when you grow and expand the business, that there's no loose ends and things aren't falling between the cracks. And it's not necessarily an easy transition into this because I've always been somebody that's worked. Video is my thing. I'm going to create a video. I'm going to work on the edit. I'm going to give it over. The contracts. That's the whole process for me. This is more of a step away from all of that shooting and provide a product that works more efficiently and more effectively, so that you're confident in selling to someone. Because the other issue is sort of that I've had in the past was wondering if my products were going to actually move the needle for my clients, and charging that amount of money that I was even when I was lowering the prices, I was still like, oh my gosh, is this going to do anything? Is this going to actually work for them? Are they going to be irritated when they get nothing out of this? Like, because I had no idea. I'm at the mercy of what they do with the video at that point because I was a video guy. I wasn't a marketing guy, and so having this process laid out from start to finish, explaining how to get results for clients and using this this system that has been proven to do that makes me just far more confident in selling to people and just talking to people and explaining things. So that's been a huge benefit too. And the attention you get in this course from Coach Sheik and everyone else, really, even the other members, is unbelievable. There's like it's a community, and immediately when I stepped in there, I was like, okay, I'm being taken care of. I'm not just being sold to and left to do whatever. I'm being sort of my hand being held through the process. If I have a question, I'll shoot him a message and he'll get back to me, fairly quickly. And it can just be something mundane. It can be something serious, but he has an answer for everything. And if he doesn't, he'll find it. And so it's really it's I guess refreshing is the best word I could say. It's just, it feels good to be taken care of in that regard. And if you have an issue with something, because a lot of these ideas were I don't want to say completely foreign to me, because I dabbled in these things, but the process behind everything I had no idea about. And now to get that information and to understand why you do certain things with meta ads, or what a sales funnel does, where something's linked to, whatever it might be, the minutia, like it's all taken care of. He's on the ball. He's got a video for everything, and you have no shortage of information at your fingertips to help you grow as a business owner. So anyway, that's my experience so far. It's been awesome, and like I said, I'm not even a month in. To anybody that's on the fence or considering this, like, do it. Like, we had a sales call that was a couple hours, and about 5 minutes in, I had a notepad next to me, and I wrote "do it" on there, period. And that was like, I made up my mind. I didn't care what it was going to be. Yes, it was still my mind trying to tell me, okay, you're iffy about this. You're not sure about this. You've never done anything quite like this. Is this going to be worth it? What's going to happen? But like, from the moment on, like he knew. He reached me as a human. He knew what I was looking for, because he's experienced the same thing. He sees all kinds of individuals in this realm going through the exact same process, and I've met several of them, and it's kind of eerie to see the same types of issues between all of these video production, video marketing individuals that do this, and it's a common issue across the board, and so you're welcomed in this community, and you can share in the trials and tribulations that you've all experienced, and now you can realize, okay, well, now we're taken care of. Like, this is it. Like, this is the ultimate sort of payoff for all that hard work that you put in for years. You've been fighting. You've been pushing the boulder up the hill like Sisyphus. You've been going and going and going, and finally, it's like, whoop, the hill just rolled down. There it goes. It's finally over the other side. And you're like, I get it now. It makes sense. So anyway, that's been my experience. I implore you to check it out. I think you will. If you're having the same kind of issues that I've had, if you're struggling to run a video production business in this day and age with AI and all these competing agencies and young kids coming in and undercutting you, and you're just burning yourself out, I think this is the answer to those issues. So I just want to leave you with that, and check out the program. Thanks so much.